Ford is one of the oldest automobile companies in the world. It is over 120 years old, and over these years, the company went through many problems. The most prominent of them are the two world wars and the global financial crises, yet each time it overcame the challenges and continued. Until the beginning of the 1990s, the corporation kept making development. That period was considered the golden age for the company. At the time, it was the best seller among its competitors. But after 1997, the company started to take a bad turn. Perhaps the reason behind this is the Japanese companies in particular who started to open factories in the United States, which made them compete with American companies on the price level. This is in addition to the rise in oil prices and the blow to the American economy known as the dot-com bubble crisis. Also the events of 9/11, and of course, we don't forget the Ford Explorer car scandal and the tire explosion. All these factors literally destroyed Ford. After it achieved profits of $7.2 billion in 1999, profits decreased to $3.4 billion in 2000. So that profits turned into losses of $5.4 billion in 2001. The company had to make drastic changes. For this reason, the company decided to appoint a new CEO. The initial list of eligible candidates contained names such as Carlos Ghosn, who at the time performed a miracle in Nissan, and the German Dieter Zetsche, who was the head of the Chrysler Company. However, no agreement was reached with all of these for different reasons. The list had a name at the end of it, which is Alan Mulally, and the reason why his name is at the bottom of the list is that he does not work in the automotive field, but in the field of aircraft, and at the time was deputy CEO of Boeing. Mulally was famous at the time for saving Boeing from bankruptcy, and Ford needs someone to save it, so his management methods can do good for the company. Upon receiving the offer, Mulally was very excited that the American auto giant needed his help, and started collecting every data he could on the auto industry as well as Ford's financial reports for the past years. And here was the shock. He did not expect the company's situation to be this bad. After a great hesitation between accepting the offer from the Ford empire and staying in his mother company and in the field, Alan Mulally chose to join Ford. So what made him take this risk? The offer that Alan received from Ford had big numbers. His annual salary was $2 million, in addition to a signing bonus of $7.5 million. Also, he received $28 million worth of stock for that year. Of course, this is in addition to the other privileges, from renting the most luxurious homes to the weekly plane ticket to visit his family. As soon as he took over his position, Alan found that the company's internal system is sterile. There were a lot of meetings that were of no use. Workers were frightened and frustrated. He found that many members of the management had no problem if the company was disintegrated or sold. Also, there has been no development in the company's products over the past 30 years, and each department in the company was working alone, and there was no synergy in the work between the departments. He also found that Ford has many brands that cause losses to the company, and when he wanted to compare Ford cars to competitors' cars, he only found one car in the store. And that's when Mulally started to take action. He ordered the warehouse manager to purchase quantities of competitors' cars and required the company's managers to drive competitors' cars when coming or going to work. He also canceled all individual meetings of the departments and specified one weekly meeting that includes the heads of all departments. As the weeks went by, these meetings paid off and the problems began to go away little by little. After this, Alan decided to get rid of all the car brands owned by Ford, and he requested a $23 billion loan aimed at developing Ford cars in all categories. So, what are the consequences of these decisions? In the year that Alan Mulally took office, the company's losses were estimated at $17 billion. The year after that, the number dropped to $2.7 billion. It then went up again after 1 year to $14 billion, and that is because of the 2008 financial crisis. In 2009, Ford made its first gain in 7 years, with profits estimated at $2.7 billion. A year later, profits of $6.5 billion, and the year after that, it was $17 billion. The result of Mulally's decisions also appeared in the Ford stock price, which rose from $1 in 2008 to $17 in 2014. The company also returned to second place in car sales in the United States. In 2013, Alan Mulally was 68 years old, and he saw that he had enough of work and wanted to retire. His fortune when he retired was estimated at $300 million. After his exit, the company started to collapse again, and there are rumors saying that if the company continues in this way, it will reach bankruptcy. It is clear that it needs a new person like Alan. So my question to you is, do you think that Ford Company will survive again for bankruptcy? Answer us in the comments. See you in a new video.